Everyone Brave is Forgiven is my first historical novel, and it's a wonderful experience to write historical fiction because all of the chains are off. It's an absolutely unconstrained world. I've written a lot of modern fiction, and modern fiction is always about the fragmented society that we live in. It's about the different worlds that we've created for ourselves. And in order to write those worlds, first you have to build them. You have to do a lot of exposition in a modern novel. You have to build the bubble that your characters live in. I always liken it to a theatre. With a modern novel, you're having to build the theatre before you can put the play on in it. And conversely, with historical fiction, the theatre itself is built out of our common experience. It's built out of our common ancestry. You're talking about a period that people know really well. And especially if you're talking about the Second World War, you're talking about a period that people know or think they know intimately. And so my theatre here is already built. And providing that I can proceed with respect for the historical evidence and with respect for the real events that happened, then in this ready-built theatre, I can go straight to the heart of the characters in my play. And what I discovered is incredibly liberating about historical fiction is that you're talking much less about philosophical concepts and far more about the heart of the human character. I found this wonderful when I was writing. I found it incredible that you can go straight in to people's deepest psychologies, to people's deepest fears, and you can really tap into a kind of joy which I think is universal and which I think paradoxically springs off the page much more easily when you're talking about the past than when you're talking about the present. And so I discovered that I loved writing historical fiction. For me, character comes alive when you're talking about the common stage of our experience, and it lets me have a really intimate connection with the people I want to talk about, because as a novelist, that's the thing I'm really interested in. Why does one person act bravely while another person acts out of fear? I can get to that when I'm talking about our common history. I can get to that very fast, and I can examine it in enormous depth because the world already exists. I don't need to spend time creating it. I can take the reader right into the heart of an experience, and I want them to feel that they're there. By the end of writing this, I felt that I had a glimpse into the period, and I wanted to bring it alive on the page so that by the end of the book, the reader feels that they've been through it. And that's the experience that I was looking for, that by the end of this story, you feel that you've grown up and you've grown through with the characters, and you ask yourself, what would I have done if I had been in that situation? And I think it's never more fascinating than when you're talking about stuff that's real. So for me, going to historical fiction was stepping up, and it's stepping up into a world that's much more real. And I hope that by inhabiting that world as a novelist, I get very deep into the psychology of the characters and connect them very closely to the way we feel now. And that for me is the power of doing it.